How do you inspire all these personages and get them interested?
Well, by sharing the positive narratives, and there are quite a few. Whether we start from the public sector, we certainly have, you know, what I call the few spotlights in terms of the leaders who are in the public sector that can be celebrated. People who've come from the private sector into the public sector and who basically are walking up a steep hill to contribute their quota to the country, as difficult as it is. Whether it's your trade minister, Honorable Enelema, who's become essentially an evangelist for, you know, an emerging new Nigerian narrative, trying to engage the private sector and everybody to come on board to make this happen. So the leadership, I think that there are, you know, a few bright spotlights that people can celebrate. We may not be there, but there's certainly people, whether it's the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources. There are a lot of people, my former boss, Senator Odoma. These are people who mean well, who have the competence, and who must be given a chance. I'm not a government person, I'm a private citizen, but I've also worked, you know, in the public sector many years ago, about 15 or so years ago, and I know what the challenges are. It's not going to happen in one day. But coming back to your question, how do we inspire them? By showcasing, whether it's the leadership, which is why it's a leadership you know, dinner where we're, you know, Senator Pt.2, for example, has been in the public sector and the private sector. He's contributed his quota. I'm not going to hold brief for him. But we also have, whether it's the art sector, it's the Nollywood, it's music, you know, so we're actually, I don't know if you've heard of ArtX. The ArtX exhibition, you know, launched last year. This year, they're going to have 60 galleries showcasing artists from all across Africa. That's happening right here in Lagos. I went to last year's exhibition. It was world class. It could easily have been in London, in Tokyo, in Rome, Venice, any part of the world. That will inspire people to understand that we're not where we need to be, but it's little drops of water, and there are people who are taking advantage of the opportunities that exist to shape the Nigerian narrative, and we want them to consider being part of that picture. Even if they don't come back to Nigeria, where they are, we want them to be ambassadors of what is possible about Nigeria.
So if I said, what's the future of Nigeria as you approach to the 57th anniversary, you'll say it's bright?
I would say we have work to do, and every single one of us needs to be part of doing that work, wherever we are, as long as we're Nigerians.
And you're talking real estate.
Yes, I am.
Real estate. I'm a bit worried about that because we're just coming out of a recession.
Right.
So is that really, are people really considering real estate at this point in time?
You know, I always say that real estate mirrors the economy. So yes, we are coming out of a recession, and during the recession, real estate really suffered because obviously it's a high asset class that requires a lot of, you know, capital to actually invest. We have challenges with our mortgage system, you know, I mean, the economic policy, the forex policies, all the challenges obviously had a strong impact on real estate. However, real estate is something that affects all sectors. Human beings, everyone lives in a property. Hospitals is part of real estate. Hotels, part of real estate. So yes, while it struggles, there will always be a need for people to work out of offices. There will always be a need. This is a real estate, you know, this is a property where we are in Channels. So there will always be a need. However, investors need to understand that things need to change. They need to adapt to changing times. It will not be the same as it was before. We need to get more creative, you know, if we're going to actually invest in that asset class. But you have to recognize that the Nigerians in diaspora actually have an advantage. They have an advantage because of the forex, you know, the devaluation of the naira. And so we've actually seen an increase in Nigerians overseas looking to invest in Nigeria, because what they could invest in 3 years ago, all of a sudden the value of their money has actually increased, and so that's actually an opportunity for them.
So it's to the advantage
it is, indeed.
Our naira is falling.
Okay, so let's look at this event happening October
6th and 7th, the Friday and Saturday, 6th and 7th of October in London. It's at the Landmark Hotel. It's an iconic historic hotel right in the center of London at Marylebone. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And the Friday is the dinner, basically, you know, celebrating, showcasing the art, the cultural advancement, leadership, sharing stories of entrepreneurship, And then Saturday, we then deal with the seminar series where we educate the professionals and entrepreneurs, the Nigerians in diaspora, and some of the international investors who come, and try and address the myths and the misconceptions of investing in Nigeria. There's been a lot of developments.
Okay, that's on the screen there.
Right.
Okay. Who can be a part of this? Anybody?
Quite frankly, anyone who is interested or who believes that they will be interested in investing in Nigeria, whether now or in the future.
Any registration?
Yes, we do have registration, and it's on the fineandcountry.ng/RIS. RIS for Refine Investor Series.
You haven't told us about the 7th.
The 7th is the Saturday. That's when we have the breakfast roundtable. That's the seminar series. And then throughout the day, we have the exhibition, which is open. It's a free exhibition.
At the same venue?
It's at the same venue, yes. The Fridays are the same venue, and the second day is also the same venue, the Landmark Hotel, London.
What time is this event?
So the Friday starts at 6 p.m., 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., and Saturday starts at 9:30 in the morning, all the way to 5 p.m. on Saturday.
And any and everybody's allowed to?
Absolutely. I mean, it's obviously by pre-registration on the, yes.
Pre-registration.
So pre-registration,
Right.
fineandcountry.ng/RIS.
That's correct, yes.
And anybody, you just go there, register, put in your details.
Yes, because they have an opportunity to interact with, the best developers that have actually been pre-qualified. So the Eco-Atlantic, Landmark, Village in Victoria Island. Eco-Atlantic is obviously an iconic project that a lot of people actually have a lot of misconceptions about. So they will be on hand to address those, interests. And then we have developers from Abuja also, and pretty much from all across Nigeria coming there, and they'll be right there to address people's questions and answer.
Since you're Fine and Country West Africa, are you expecting participants from other West African countries?
Indeed, we are. Even though our core focus is on Nigerians in diaspora, however, excuse me, Nigerians, some of them are married to people who are from, across West Africa and other areas. But in addition, we've also seen investors who, quite frankly, they're looking at returns. Yes, there's the risk, but then they measure and assess the returns. And so we have people from Ghana, Liberia, and actually beyond West Africa who will also be participating. We have family offices, wealth advisors who are, quite frankly, exploring opportunities all across West Africa. And so we expect them to be there also.
From your experience, are there lots of people in West Africa who are interested in investing in real estate in Nigeria?
We haven't seen the numbers anywhere as near, say, Nigerians overseas, or even people from other countries, like, say, the Lebanese, for example, or the Indians. And once again, I think it's an opportunity for us to educate, because in any case, Nigerians have been investing in Ghana, in Gambia, and all those, but it's because they come and they educate. Nigerians invest everywhere. But Ghana, especially in the last few years, has actually taken advantage of Nigerian investors in terms of showcasing the opportunities. And so if we were to showcase our own opportunities, the other day I was in Ghana earlier this year, and I actually had Ghanaian investors asking, making inquiries. We've seen a few of them, but not nearly enough, not enough to, refer to it as an opportunity.
Okay, so all we can do now is wish you all the best. So taking Nigeria to the world, Refine Investor Series hosted by Fine and Country, and it's in collaboration with Business Day, and it's taking place in London on the 6th and 7th of October. That's next weekend.
Yes.
In London at the Landmark Hotel, Marylebone, Friday evening and the whole day on Saturday.
Right.
Key speakers will be Mrs. Abike Dabiri-Erewa, Ronald Shaguri, Daryl Uzu, Paul Owanibe, and Herbert Nwigwe, to mention but a few. So, Mrs. Udo Okonjo, good luck.
Thank
we
you.
wish you a fantastic outing, because after all, we all have interest in this you're taking Nigeria to the world.
Absolutely.
It's
We're
going to
doing
benefit
good.
the country
It
and
will.
indirectly
Yes.
the rest of us.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for
So,
having me.
good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.